Good morning, Braves fans. This is Robbie with ESP Media. We're with Brian Phelps. The AD podcast is back. We're excited. Brian, how are you today?
Doing great. We're ready to get the school year started. It feels like we never left in some respect, but we're excited for a great 2023 fall.
Last fall, you guys had an outstanding fall, top to bottom. It was a lot of fun for the Braves, and I'm expecting same results this year.
We're really excited. We have some teams that really should do well this year. We have a couple teams that'll be a little young, and it'll be exciting to see them grow. But we're very optimistic here in Braves country to see how it turns out.
Sounds great. Well, for the fans, we're going to do this for 8 weeks in the fall, 8 weeks in winter, and 8 weeks in the spring. Kind of highlight the sports each week on Monday and post it on IndianHillBraves.org, and where you can get all the information that you need for your sports team. But why don't we start off with the sports that are well underway? Let's start with boys and girls golf. They're almost at the mid-season point almost.
Yeah, it sure feels that way. So with girls golf, we're going to have to be a little we only have a couple of girls golfers, so we will have them play as part of the boys team. Once tournament time comes, we will get them in the tournament as individuals, and if we can pick up a couple more golfers, we'll kind of get back to what their original schedule was. But as you said, yeah, the boys team now has a few invitationals under their belt. They're playing again today. It feels like they play every day. Alex Holzapfel is back for us. He's definitely the leader of that team and has had a lot of success in the past, and we expect a lot of good things out of him. And we have some new faces on the varsity golf team, and it'll be exciting to see them grow and continue to get better. The golf team feels like it's had the same kids the last 3 and 4 years, and it's because they have. So we graduated a lot, and we're just excited to kind of see how this new team develops, and especially with Alex.
Yeah, we're going to have some fall weather this week, so it'll be a good weather to get out there and hit the little white ball.
No doubt about it.
Let's talk one of the crown jewels of the fall sports at Indian Hill is the girls tennis. I know their season's underway, and I'm certain there's big things in store for the tennis team.
I'm not sure if we've ever had a better girls tennis team, at least going into the season. Clearly, things can happen throughout the year, with injuries or just not quite clicking the way that you imagine. But we are extremely strong. Girls tennis should have a great year. Really, the bar is set high for that team. And when I say that, that's the kids and the coaches setting the bar high. The expectations are to win a state championship this year in girls tennis. So it's one step at a time, as we all know, and we got to stay healthy and all that kind of stuff. But really excited to see how girls tennis turns out this year.
Yep, the courts look great, and I was out seeing Coach Rodenberg a few weeks ago, and the girls were out there practicing, and they look like they're ready to get after it.
A lot of kids in the program. We will actually have 2 JV teams this year, which we haven't done in the past. But just as we try to keep kids in our program, we added a 3rd team, so we're excited about that as well.
That's right. One of the fall sports teams that to me shows unbelievable dedication is cross country. Those athletes, they're out in the summer when it's 100 degrees out, and they're running through neighborhoods, and and there's always large teams even on smaller schools. There's a large contingent of student athletes that participate in cross country. And, I've heard some of the ADs say it's almost like a cult, with the parents and the tents and the meets. And it's a pretty neat thing. When I've covered some cross country meets, I had no idea how many student athletes run cross country.
Cross-country athletes definitely are a different type of athlete, and that's no different here. Sue Savage, who's been here a long time, has done such a great job building that program. And you mentioned cult. I don't know if I want to quite use those words, but it sure feels like it.
I mean that in a very positive way.
No, so do I. I'm just teasing. She has a following. Those kids run, as you mentioned, all summer. to get ready for the fall. And she always does a great job really developing kids to not only just being good runners or great runners, but fueling that passion to want to run. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about. So yeah, cross country should have a great season, both on the boys and girls side, and it'll be good.
You know, one of the things since FC Cincinnati created themselves here in Cincinnati a decade ago, the number of kids and soccer in Cincinnati has always been strong, but it seems like with the success of FC Cincinnati, the number of kids playing soccer, student athletes playing soccer at the high school level is it's just big numbers. And I'm sure you're experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, we have lots of kids out on the boys and girls side. Makes it tough, to when it comes to roster decisions. But we're in the same situation. A lot of kids are interested. Both our boys and girls soccer programs historically are very strong here at Indian Hill, and we look forward to kind of that continued success for sure.
Isn't that an interesting sport? How much better it's gotten in the last 10, 15 years. High school soccer is really good in Cincinnati.
No doubt about it. When I was in high school, before I transferred my junior year, we didn't even have a soccer team at my high school. And that's right here locally in Cincinnati. And it's almost, you can't even imagine, schools not providing soccer nowadays. It's just such a popular sport, obviously not just here in Cincinnati, but just throughout the world.
Right.
So yes, I think soccer has grown tremendously. I know it's a big deal here at Indian Hill on the boys and girls side, and we take it very seriously. It's a premier sport for us, and excited to see what the fall brings.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. One of the unique sports that Indian Hill puts together is field hockey, and it's I don't want to say it's specialized, but it's kind of like ice hockey in the winter. It's a unique sport. Let's talk a little bit about the field hockey team and what's in store for the Braves this year.
Yeah, so field hockey, as you mentioned, there's not a lot of teams. Our league is basically the GGCL and add Summit in there. And then we head up to Dayton, the Kettering Fairmonts and Oakwoods and Talawanda, those schools. So it's a neat sport. It's one that I kind of fell in love personally when my daughter was a 7th grader when we were in Texas. She's a senior this year, and that's kind of the first I really had the chance to be around it. But, when your kids are participating, it's easy to kind of get into it and learn more about it. It's a fun sport. We've had a lot of success the last 3 years. I think we will be in a little bit of a rebuilding year this year. Graduated a lot of good seniors last year, but, always excited to see some of those younger kids, like it's their time now, and see them step up. And it should be a fun year for field hockey. And if you've never seen a field hockey game, it's worth giving it a shot, coming out, checking us out, and hopefully we can get some good handful watch under our belt this year.
Sounds great, Brian. And they can get that schedule at indianhillbraves.org to check that out and go watch them. Does field hockey play on the soccer field, or do they play on the football stadium?
They're in Tomahawk Stadium, which is our shared football, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse plays there a little bit, and field hockey. So yeah, they're on main campus at Tomahawk Stadium. Very good.
Another sport that's nationwide that's just grown in the last 15, 20 years is girls volleyball. With all the club teams and everything, huge sport at collegiate level. I mean, it's just, I can't believe where girls volleyball has gone. Tell fans about the Braves volleyball team.
So this is our staff's 3rd season, and we really have high expectations for the year. We have a lot of great returners coming back, actually led by Dakota Spurrier, who just this morning we found out committed to North Florida, which is a nice Division I program down in Florida. So she is one of the strongest players in the league and the city, in my opinion. So, but even outside of her, she's really surrounded by a lot of talent. And girls volleyball, our goal this year is to win the league. That's kind of the first step, and and see how far we can go in the tournament. But girls volleyball should be a lot of fun to watch this year.
Sounds great. Before we go into football, one of the things you had mentioned is your third year of coaching staff with volleyball. How important and how beneficial to you is when you have a coaching staff, a varsity coaching staff that's going into their third, fourth, fifth season? It's got to be a great benefit for you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. When we hire coaches, the expectation is we're going to have them, that their goal is to at least be here through a full cycle, meaning, you get kids as freshmen, you see them through as seniors, because that's the period that, if you're the right fit for a school, if you can be successful here. And that's kind of where they are. They had a pretty good season last year, gave us a lot of hope for this year. So kind of now is the time that that pays off for the coaching staff. So it's a really nice staff. They work well together, have nice kids in the program, and it's just time to take off from here.
Well, that's exciting. Well, let's wrap it with football. Had a tough season. The team was very young varsity wise last year, but I thought they got better by week 10. And I've seen the scrimmages this year, and I think things are trending in the right direction. That's just my thoughts. What are yours?
We're really excited about football. As you mentioned, we have almost everybody back, including our quarterback who got hurt in the first 5 minutes of the season last year. And the key, especially, for all smaller schools, we just need to stay healthy. If we can stay healthy, it should be a really exciting fall for football. Coach Rodenberg and his staff is in year 2. So he's set kind of the expectation throughout the year. Last year, we ended the season on a super high note. We beat a good Reading team at their place in week 10. And I think that really has springboarded us into the summer, really the whole off season to get prepared for this fall. We open up with Roger Bacon this Friday, and we can't wait. We'll also have Booster Bash, which is a big event for us here in Indian Hill, 5:30 p.m. It's a true community event that we just try to get everybody on campus, and hopefully we'll end the night with a win against Roger Bacon on Friday night.
Well, that's exciting. Well, to the fans, we'll be here for 8 weeks in the fall, talking on Mondays about everything that's going on with the Indian Hill Braves. Brian, I appreciate your time. It's great to see you. Have a great week, and we'll touch base next week.
All right, go Braves.